Hi everyone, and welcome to Mr. Palmer's Story Time. And I've got a great book for you today by a brilliant author. I think you'll know the author very well. She wrote the book called The Gruffalo, and I know some children in year 2, you are going to be looking at the Gruffalo and doing some exciting work on the Gruffalo from home. And the author is Julia Donaldson. And the book that we've got today is Woohoo! Yeah, we've got a great book today called A Squash and a Squeeze. Um, this time the illustrator's different. The illustrator is Axel Scheffler, but the author's the same, Julia Donaldson. And do you know why Julia's so good? Because she always comes up with a really good idea and she always uses really nice words. So the two fantastic words here, look in the title, a squash and a squeeze. You know what those words mean. So look, I've got a little bit of blue tack here, so I can squash it and I can squeeze it. So the words mean the same. Okay, they're interchangeable. You can use either of them for the same thing. They're just lovely words, squash and a squeeze. So look, I'm squashing the blue tack, or I'm squeezing the blue tack. Right. I wonder what's a problem then for the old lady. I wonder what a squash and a squeeze is for her. Lots of animals on the front. I wonder what the story could be about. Have a little think. Here we go. A squash and a squeeze. A little old lady lived all by herself, with a table and chairs and a jug on the shelf. A wise old man heard her grumble and grouse. "There's not enough room in my house. Wise old man, won't you help me, please? My house is a squash and a squeeze." You see, little old lady, she's in her house. She doesn't think she's got very much room, does she? She feels she's all squashed and all squeezed up in her little house. I wonder what the wise old man's going to tell her to do. "Take in your hen," said the wise old man. "Take in my hen? What a curious plan." Well, the hen laid an egg on the fireside rug and flapped round the room, knocking over the jug. The little old lady cried, "Oh, what shall I do? It was porky for one, it's tiny for two. My nose has a tickle, there's no room to sneeze. Oh, my house is a squash and a squeeze." And she said, "Wise old man, won't you help me, please? My house is a squash and a squeeze." Oh no, look at the broken jug on the little carpet mat. "Take in your goat," said the wise old man. "Take in my goat? Oh, what a curious plan." Well, the goat chewed the curtains and trod on the egg. Then he sat down to nibble the table leg. The little old lady cried, "Oh, glory be! It was tiny for two and it's titchy for three. The hen pecks the goat and the goat's got fleas. Oh, my house is a squash and a squeeze." And she said, "Wise old man, won't you help me, please? My house is a squash and a squeeze." Oh yeah, look. It's very strange. The house is getting fuller and fuller. "Take in your pig," the wise old man. pig? What a curious plan. So she took in her pig, who kept chasing the hen and raiding the larder again and again. Naughty little pig, isn't he? He's eating all the food. The little old lady cried, "Oh, stop, I implore! It was Titchy for 3 and it's Teeny for 4. Even the pig in the larder agrees. My house is a squash and a squeeze." And she said, "Wise old man, won't you help me, please? My house is a squash and a squeeze." Look at all the animals. They're all sitting down. They look very happy, actually, don't they? They've eaten all the food in the old lady's house, and now they're just resting in the corner. "Take in your cow," said the wise old man. "Take in my cow? What a curious plan!" Well, the cow took one look and charged straight at the pig, then jumped on the table and tapped out a jig. The little old lady cried, "Oh, heavens alive! It was Teeny for 4 and it's Weeny for 5. I'm tearing my hair out. I'm down on my knees. Oh, my house is a squash and a squeeze." And she said, "Wise old man, won't you help me? Please, my house is a squash and a squeeze." Oh, look, she looks desperate, doesn't she? "Take them all out," said the wise old man. "But then I'll be back where I first began." So she opened a window and out flew the hen. "Oh, that's better. Oh, at last I can sneeze again." She shooed out the goat and she shoved out the pig. "Oh, my house is beginning to feel pretty big." She huffed and she puffed and she pushed out the cow. "Oh, just look at my house. Oh, it's enormous now. Oh, thank you, old man, for the work you have done. It was Weeny for 5. It's gigantic for 1. Oh, there's no need to grumble. There's no need to grouse. Oh, there's plenty of room in my house." You see her thanking the wise old man. And now she's full of frolics and fiddle-de-dees. It isn't a squash, and it isn't a squeeze. Yes, she's full of frolics and fiddle-de-dees. It isn't a squash or a squeeze. The end. A clever story, wasn't it? So did you see what the wise old man did? How he helped the old lady to solve the problem. So let's have a look. So at the beginning, she thought that her house was too small for her. She wanted more space. She wanted more room in her house. Now, how could the old man help her there? If you've got walls in a house, the only way you can make the house bigger is to knock down the walls and build a wall further away. But the old man didn't do that, did he? Very curious plan. It's a nice word, isn't it? Curious, strange, unusual. He told her to bring in a hen. Now that seemed the opposite to what the old lady needed, because she needed more space. And if you put a hen into the house, well, it's going to be even more crowded. And the hen came in, and he knocked over, oh, a hen, probably a she. She knocked over the jug that landed on the floor. Yeah, it's definitely a she, because look, she laid an egg. And then she brings in the goat, and the goat comes in, and goats are notorious for eating things. Anything. and they're running around causing a terrible problem. And then in comes the pig. Now it's really crowded. Can you imagine having a pig, a goat and a chicken in your one little room? And it's awful as well. Not only is it squashed and squeezed, look, they're also eating all of the old lady's food. And then taking the cow in. The cows are massive, aren't they? In fact, I think if this was in real life, I think if the cow did a jig is like a type of dance. If he tapped out a jig on the table, I think the table would have collapsed, wouldn't it? So, the old lady has got a cow, a pig, a goat, and a chicken all in her house. She can hardly move. And now, this is where the old man is very clever, because now he has made the old woman realise that this situation is a squash and a squeeze. He then tells the old lady to send them all out. And as they leave one by one, the space in her house gets bigger and bigger, because now they have left. And now she realises, actually, my house is pretty big after all. And she's very happy. She is, this is a lovely word, content. She's content with what she has. That's lovely, isn't it? And now look, she's dancing in her room. She probably thought there wasn't enough room at the beginning, but now she realises, I can frolic and do fiddly-dees in my room. Oh, did you notice the faces? Look at the animals. They're not very happy. I think they liked being inside, being able to get in the larder, being able to lie in the bed. But the old lady's very happy inside. Yes, some lovely words, aren't there, in that story? Some great adjectives, some lovely describing words. Let's have a look at some of them. Maybe you can use them in your writing next week. So we did squash and squeeze, that was nice. Grumble and grouse, that means to complain about things. Grumbling. We said about curious, that was a lovely word. Flapped, that's nice. Nice adjective. Flapped, is that an adjective? Good. That's a verb, isn't it? Because that's a doing word. Brilliant. And it's got ed at the end as well. Well done, year 2. Knocking, another verb. That's got ing on the end of it, telling us. What's it telling us? What happened? That the jug was knocked off the shelf. Other lovely words we've got. Chewed. And another word, nibble. So you can use those words interchangeably as well. Nibbling, nibbled, past tense. What else have we got? Chasing and raiding. Raiding's a nice word. So if you're raiding something, you're going in and taking everything from it. Implore, stop, I implore. That means I beg you, I'm pleading. Implore. Oh, and this one. This is charged. That means to like run really fast. Tearing my hair out. Oh, don't say anything about Mr. Palmer's hair. It was there once. Tearing my hair out. To tear means to rip something. Past tense, teared. And then some lovely words towards the end. Shoved and shooed. If you shoo something, you tell it to go away. You shove, that's like pushing. It's a nice word. Gigantic. It's another lovely word. Huffed and puffed. What story does that remind you of? Huffed and puffed. Frolics, that's a nice word. If you're full of frolics, then you're like dancing around, having fun, skipping. Oh yeah, lovely words in that book. So guys, we are sad that we're not going to be back in school next week, but you'll have some fantastic work to do with your teachers. So make sure you log on to Work for Home and that you get involved with all of the activities that your teachers set you. And make sure you reply to your teachers, get in touch with them, let them know how you're doing with your work. And if you've got anything special that you want to share on our blog on the Whitehall web, then send that as well to your teachers and they can put it up for you. Okay, take care everyone, stay safe, and remember, be really outstanding for your mums and dads and for your families at home. Okay, bye.